Twilight golfer.
On Twilight Golfer, Grant.
The Twilight golfer himself, you better believe.
Spring Meadows, located in central New Jersey. We're gonna be playing one of those hidden gems. The definition here at Spring Meadows, a course that I'm just a big fan of, a public golf course. And you know why? Because you got rangers swinging all through the golf course. You're at Spring Meadows, about 180 yards from the back tees here. And tell you what, for the price of $40 to walk the golf course, you're really gonna get a good deal.
Just like in our other golf vlogs, we're gonna go through each one of the holes, compare it to other golf ratings, and talk about the history, what I think about the golf course when it's not as important, and also show you as much footage as we can, the inside, and also some special deals and how much we paid for the cheapest round.
First part of this golf course was built in 1920. I'm assuming it's the front nine. We're gonna do a little bit more history in regards to that, but then we had to finish off the golf course in the 1940s. So all 18 holes were done in the 1940s, but so far you got has that feel to a little ranger swinging through the course. I like that. Yeah, it's always got one of those old feels to it. Good day, huh? I can't beat this.
So we'll show you the putting surfaces that are offered. There's a driving range where you can get a couple balls, a couple swings in, and we'll go off number one here. And I tell you what, this course is designed for the second shot. So really, you got to hit that 150 mark. That was something the starter mentioned to us in the beginning of our round. You can see twists and turns on some of these holes after your second shot, which could be a really fun time or a very frustrating event. Go through the grass and talk about the bent grass that they use here for their putting surfaces and their greens. Much like our multiple other golf reviews, we're going to give you an honest opinion of that golf course. Talk about those little subtle hints that separate great golf courses to just good public golf. And on this course, I tell you what, it felt like a gem among golf courses in that area. Just north of it is Colts Neck, where there's a ton of golf, and just around the area is a bunch of municipal courses. But here at Spring Meadows, you find yourself at an enjoyable round for a quick period of time. We moved within 4 hours, which is important at some of these golf courses, to talk about how long it takes and get throwing it. And this one was no different, feeling like a completely different experience playing golf, because number 6 drops you right off here at the clubhouse. It almost feels like you're done 9, so you're kind of set back to feel like you're going faster.
Rangers all over the place. I've never seen a golf course with the Rangers just swinging all over the place. All right. Nice shot.
Really hats off to the staff there at Spring Meadows. We talked to I think the pro. He gave me a historical background of the golf course because it was built, and we'll talk about it a little bit more, but in the 1920s, 1928, it was first constructed, at least the first 9 holes, and then the remaining 18 holes was finished in the 1940s. However, that's not the first front or the second front. The tees kind of go all over the place, and the head pro there wasn't too sure. He knew that number 7 was that final hole that goes back to the clubhouse, was number 9 on the original layouts. He also mentioned that number 1 was a completely different hole, so there's been a lot of changes. The rates here at the golf course are as low as they get, and they're fair and reasonable. However, if you want to decide to take a cart, you're going to pay the ultimate price. There's water fountains throughout the course, so we recommend walking it. However, if you do take a cart, it's going to be $35, which is almost the equivalent of the golf round at $40 on the weekend to walk the course. It was well worth it. Find yourself a beverage here. On number 9, it's got like a little clubhouse that has to be mentioned as one of the most essential golf clubhouses on this golf course. It completely feels like a lost period of time. But then there's some takeaways. Some of the tee boxes, as you can see right there, were not the greatest and glitched into the game, one would say. But for the most part, you take what you can for an incredible, cheap round and a good time just slapping it around, and a lot of trees, and it feels like that old golf course here on the back 9, as you could see. And I talked to the pro and I asked him, I said, is the back 9 the original? And he said no, that was constructed shortly after. A lot of elevation on the back 9, but just the layout of this course, you could see they kind of just put it all together here, patched it together. One of those type of courses. And I patched this round together, just throwing out a couple curve balls around trees. And that's the type of course it is. It's not the best trimmed golf course in regards to tree line, but as long as you keep it straight, you can score well here. Golf Now has the course at a 3.9. Golf Pass has it around a 3, and Google has it at a solid 4. Swinging back into the history of the golf course, but not getting in the way of anything in regards to the footage that you're watching. Here, we're going to mention how in the 1970s, the state of New Jersey purchased the golf course from the Bennett family. They're the ones in the 1920s and the 1940s put this golf course together. The head pro, or whoever I talked to back there, mentioned how it was two women that owned the golf courses. They were quote-unquote witches. And if they didn't like you, they told you politely to leave the golf course. It was one of those type of rounds. And that's out of his mouth. I didn't record it, but I could, I was all ears on that conversation, trying to get as much information out of that course. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get better with these videos. We're going to be going into a positive direction in regards to better footage, better historical information, and also just trying to better understanding of the actual construction of the course and the layout. And just like here at T-Box, it just gets destroyed. And making sure that we're showing some of that, because it's not all the best footage out there. It's a battle between the superintendent, the golf architects, and just building a golf course around it. And that's what we're trying to do here on this channel, is to show you some of that real footage of each one of those golf courses in your local area. Now, finally, the pro tip: walk the course for 40 bucks on the weekdays. It's the most rate. The slope is only a 120 with the rating of a 69.8 and stretching only 6,244 yards. Their website says it stretches over 7,000. You know what? If you find some tee boxes back there that are doable, maybe you can get away with the 7,000 range, but it's a short course. I could say you don't even need driver on some of these holes. If you've made it this far, keep a lookout as we continue to play more golf in your local area and try to play as many golf courses as we can. Hopefully, we'll be looking for better golf and some private golf courses in the areas. We're going to be running out of golf soon, and we got to start thinking of something on this golf channel. So if you have any ideas or any comments, make sure you write them down in the section below. We're going to read them and comment them. But most importantly, this type of golf course, you don't know what you're going to find out there, and we'll close with this.
I don't know if you can see in the corner, we got Ricky flashlights. I don't know who comes to a golf course wearing completely orange. Unless you're a construction worker. It's very aggressive. It's too hot for that.